teaching machines to solve problems. Problems. There are three types: those that you can solve, those that you cannot solve, and the third one is where we are going to consider the most: the problems that you don't know how to solve. Welcome to Inside Builder channel, Python experts, problem solvers, and my dear friends. The question here is, before we even start understanding how to solve the problems that you don't know how to solve, is to ask why solve the problems. Okay, so you're going to solve the problem to make money. Let us be straightforward in this. You're solving a problem so that you can make money, you can make time, and you can make your life easy. But the most easiest way to make money is to make life easy for everybody. That is how most of the billionaires have become a billionaires today. How is this going to be linked with how we are going to solve problems is what we are going to see next. So this is where you might be little afraid that you yourself don't know how to solve a problem. That then how are you going to teach others to solve the problem? This is where the importance comes in. See, I'm not talking about the others who are humans. I'm talking about the others who are machines. This is going to be a reality in near future. There are going to be missions to which you are going to teach to solve certain problems. It may not You may not actually discuss to the missions using any code. You might actually discuss with the machines using simple languages. You already know working with ChatGPT through various prompts is equal to writing code. And that is one of the major reasons why I wanted to uh, create this series of videos, where we actually train ourselves to first of all solve the problems, and then we can teach the machines how to solve it. So to see the connection, the other reason why you want to solve the problem is to see the connections, between the input and the output, where the solution lies in the middle. Once you know how to get the solution, probably you can teach anybody. Most of the time, that is how we have been developed as a species who has braved this particular planet. We have learned from each other. We have learned the heuristics and the strategies that others have used in the past, and also we have studied their strategies, their solutions, and then we have developed ourselves. Out of all those solutions, there are two types of solutions: the solutions that you can visualize the steps, and the solutions that you need help in visualizing. So there are only two types of solutions. Think about it. Any problem is there. If you can visualize the steps of the solution step by step, I'm pretty sure you will walk the step and try to solve your problem. Most of the time, we are not taking the necessary steps because we just don't know how to take the next step. We cannot visualize. This is the objective of this particular series of videos, where I will try to make you to visualize, make you to think in the way that you can devise your own solutions. And the places where you find that you are unable to visualize the steps, the idea is to share the solutions that others have already created and practice those steps. Take a step back. If you're in school, take a step back to your first or second standard or second grade. If you're in college or if you're working, then think about your college days and your school days. It's a very simple uh, function to add two numbers. You want to add uh, two numbers like 50 plus 50. We know, if you are in school in class 8th or class 10th, by now you know that 50 plus 50 gives you 100. But a kid who is just now going into a pre-kg or entering into first standard struggles to understand this, and it uses its fingers, or it has to look at various pictures. It has to work with the teacher to understand that okay, adding 5 plus 5 or 1 plus 1, it becomes 2, and how it becomes 10, how it becomes 100, and so on and so forth. But today, when you're looking at it, you have to just think about 50 plus 50, and you know that the answer is 100. How did you come to this step? How are you able to visualize this? Because this particular addition, multiplication, division, or whatever mathematical or any of the other physical problems that you are having, how did you solve them? Because you already knew the solution, you practiced to implement those steps, and you succeeded most of the time. And then you realized and it internalized those solution. This is one type of problem where you can visualize the steps. Now think about E equal to mc squared, the equation of relativity. Einstein derived this formula, and even today, if you ask the students who are studying physics, they will have a tough time explaining how energy is equal to mass time the square of speed of light. This is one of the challenges or the problems that needs help to visualize. This is a very very high level problem that we are talking about here, but there are simpler, more down to earth problems that you will need help in visualizing. In those places, either you can actually visualize the steps, or you can directly use the solution that has been provided by others and then move on. These are the two ways. But once you are able to visualize the step, then it becomes easier to teach the machines. The machines have no eyes, they don't have no senses. In fact, they cannot see, they cannot hear, they cannot feel the touch. All of these senses can be programmed. All of these senses are simple problems that you have to solve so that machines can have those senses. You can actually have logic, you can have conditional statements so that the machines can see the numbers. You can implement a kind of sensors which convert the physical inputs into numbers which the machines can see again. You can do all these things, but you have to cross each and every step one by one to make the machines first of all even see the numbers. Then the next step, where you teach the machines to use the numbers and then give the output that you want. The reason why I'm going into this direction and explaining the purpose of this series of videos is that teaching machines to solve problems is why you are learning to solve problems. When you have this objective that you are learning to solve the problems to teach the machines, then you will actually look at the problems in a very very different way. You will not look at the problems for getting a job, you will not look at the problems for acing a competitive uh, programming competition. You will want to use the machines that is around you to solve and make life easy for others. Once you have this simple objective to make life easy for everyone, I'm pretty sure that the motivation that you have to keep on learning and exploring the various aspects of problem solving becomes way more easier. The motivation, the reason why you are solving problems becomes way more clearer. So I believe that you will like this series of videos. So stay tuned for the next videos where I will start introducing the way you can start taking the inputs in a programming language. I'll be using Python. The same concepts can be used in various other languages also, but the other languages will have different ways of doing the same thing. The intention of the series of videos is going to make you to think from the perspective of the action that you need to do in the particular language, or the problem that you solve in a particular language or a particular situation. So have an open mind and start looking at the problems that we discuss and see how you can implement it in other languages. So till the next video, my suggestion is that pick a language and get a mindset where you think about problem solving is for making life easy for everyone. With that said, see you guys. Have a great time.